Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd Challenge Watchalong show. And I think that time I got all the words in. I'm JWMaher, and that's Abby Brooks and Aaron Brooks. Guys, how are you feeling today?
I think we're feeling good.
Yeah, we're feeling melodic.
Yeah.
Rhythmically scary.
Yeah, because today we are doing either a horror musical or a movie with music, about music that is also in the horror genre. There's a cool backdrop of what we're doing today. So I think the way we've established it is we'll just do them in chronological order. So Abby, you're up first. What movie did you watch? And tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. So I watched Alleluia, the Devil's Carnival. This is actually a part 2, I guess, a sequel to just The Devil's Carnival. This is directed by Darren Lynn Bousman. These movies are very similar and in the same realm. They're not any way related to Repo the Genetic Opera, but they're very similar to that movie in like the style and the way the music sounds, and it's just very weird and obscure and out there. And I thought this one was fine. I liked the part 1 first. The part 1 follows 3 different characters who have committed some type of sin in their life and they die, they get sent to hell and have to go through all of this stuff. In this one, the plot is a little bit, it's a little hard to follow for like a movie that's like this weird. It's just like, there was a lot of moments where I just didn't really know what was going on. It's like, I don't know if it was, I don't know if there was problems with creating the plot. I don't know. I thought the music was still good. I probably couldn't tell you any of the songs, but the music isn't bad, at least in my opinion. It's one of those movies that I think if you're like good with the vibe and what's you're seeing on screen, I think you'll really like this quite a bit. I would have liked to know what was going on a little bit more.
She's selling it. Maybe I'll get around to it. I don't know. Yeah. Aaron, have you seen this? I haven't seen this.
No, and maybe later.
All right. We'll put that down. I mean, I'm sold. I'm going to watch. I should watch all the Darren Lynn Bousman stuff I haven't seen anyway. Moving on to my movie comes next. I watched Lords of Chaos, which isn't a musical. It is a music-based horror movie, and it's also true crime because it's a true story about an actual band from Norway called Mayhem. And the guy there, who it's funny. I started watching the movie. I must have not looked at the opening credits because I'm like, wow, that guy looks like Rory fucking Culkin. It's so weird. That guy looks like Rory Culkin. Would you believe it? It's Rory Culkin. I didn't know I didn't know Rory Culkin was in this movie. And then it turns out it was Rory Culkin. And then my stroke settled back down. I wasn't having a stroke. But yeah, basically this guy, his name is Oystein, or what's his nickname? Euronymous. Like he decides, regular metal isn't cool enough. I'm gonna make Norwegian black metal. And then he decides, just starting a metal band isn't enough. They've got to be like real Satanists and like burn down churches and like. Yep. And then he attracts like-minded, right on the edge of incel people to go along with him. And then one of the people that joins his group is a real sociopath, and hijinks ensue. And it's a true story. It really happened in the late 80s to early 90s. So, Lords of Chaos. Learn more. Matt Pinfield would love you to watch this movie. I'm sure it's one of his favorites.
Okay.
Anybody else seen Lords of Chaos?
No, I feel like I've heard about it on like a VH1, like I Love the 80s or something. Maybe
I feel like no. There was a podcast I think that we listened to where they talked about it, and they really were selling it quite a bit. So it's just a movie I haven't gotten to.
That's where.
If you love Rory Culkin, I would imagine.
Who doesn't?
All right. Aaron, you're up.
All right. My movie is also a music movie, Uncle Peckerhead. First of all, the poster is better than the movie. But that's also because this is one of the best posters I've ever seen. So it's unfortunately not one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's not bad. It's by Matthew John Lawrence. Very forgettable name. Like if that comes up in trivia, goodbye. And he did the dreaded Bloody Axe Wound movie, which is on my bottom list.
It was our worst movie of 2024.
Yes, I remember seeing that with you in an empty theater and not having a good time.
It wasn't romantic at all.
Yeah, it was a terrible date. 1 star. But this movie, fortunately, is a little bit better. This is just like a good time. Like, you know what you're kind of getting in for. It's not nearly as serious as the poster kind of looks. The poster kind of looks like one of those shirts that Bobby Kastner wears all the time from Hot Topic, with like the girl doing like demon stuff with like a hopscotch or something. Like, it kind of like is that vibe. It's very Hot Topic-y, if I'm being honest.
I like horror. Look at my shirt. Like,
yeah.
Calm down, Chadwick.
Yeah, exactly. We all love horror. Scream.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, it's like a very good time. It's about this punk band. Is the name of the punk band. They actually have some decent music if you're into punk. It's not a scary movie at all. It's a horror comedy with a lot of gore in it. The gore is pretty good. The guy who plays Uncle Pecker is really good. David Littleton. He hasn't been in anything else, and sometimes I feel like those are the best performances. And this is like, yeah, it's just like a good time. It has a strange, like, wholesome line to the whole thing. And after I watched it, I was like, can't wait to see what he does next, until I realized I saw what he did next. I said, well, sophomore slumps happen. So it's
a sophomore slump.
Like, if anything I'm describing sounds good, check it out. It's on Prime. Or if you see the trailer and you're like, yeah, you're going to know if this is for you pretty quickly. But yeah, solid movie, good time. I'd recommend it.
All right. I'll do it for Uncle Pecker. I haven't seen it. I don't know, Abby, did you watch along or?
I watched the beginning of it, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Deathgasm in a way.
Very similar to
just
Deathgasm.
Not from New Zealand.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that type of like vibe, very like gory and like goofy and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a band. It's a band the first time on the road. Tell me if you've seen that before in a music movie.
Oh wow, I think I know at least one movie that has.
They're going to struggle.
Yeah, it'll struggle. Yeah, I would say my movie was also like Deathgasm, just with none of the comedy on purpose. The coolest thing about the movie, there's a scene like where they're watching Dead Alive, which I'm like, oh no, they're watching Dead Alive. So that's weird. Look out for that part of the movie.
That's always a dangerous thing to do in film. However, when you show a better movie than the movie you're in, you're like, all right, like you're reminding people there's better movies out there. So
yeah. Well, that'll do it for this week on the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd Challenge Watchalong show. But next week, we're done with Abby's portion of the list. Now we're going into Aaron's portion of the list, and he gave a pretty good topic for the first of 4 weeks. Watch a movie with the notorious slow burn. I think, Aaron, you and I have probably seen most of those movies. So the movie I settled on is a movie I've never heard of. It's called The Last Will and Testament of Rosalind Lee.
Oh,
and with a title like that.
That title is a slow burn.
Yeah. It takes a while to get to the end of that title. I will report back. Aaron, what are you watching?
Yes, it's boring week, everybody. Slow burn week. I've seen all of them, so I had to make up a movie this week. So I made my first I went with Vivarium by the director of The Surfer. Since I saw The Surfer, I was like, I need to see everything. Lorcan Finnegan
yes.
has done, and it begins with Vivarium. Vivarium's a movie I've like passed over on the various streaming services so many times that I feel like the poster's changed at this point. Where I'm choosing, it's a different poster than when I passed over it during COVID. So I like Jesse Eisenberg. Imogen Poots is always a big fan of her, and I say her name that way every time. So tune in next week.
And Abby, have you not chosen? It's fine.
I have not chosen.
She lives in the moment.
Stay on brand. We love it. Okay, that's it. That's it for the show. If you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. This is the website for the Letterboxd challenge that we just did. And we're going to do it next week and the week after that and the week after that until we can't do it anymore. So schedule. Here's the schedule. Mondays versus. Tuesday is Why Liv Loves Horror when she's home. She's not home. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Wednesday, Aaron unwinds. We're doing
I'm home.
But he's here. You're going to get more Friday the 13th stuff. Thursday, you're watching it. The Why We Love Horror Letterboxd Challenge Watchalong show. Perfect. And Why We Love Horror Trivia every Friday. But until next time, I'm John Moore, and that's Abby Brooks. And that's Aaron Brooks, and that's Chico. Chico Brooks. There he is. Making an appearance. But we'll see you next time here on the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd Challenge Watch Along Show.